talked about front sight in the previous clip. Let's talk a little bit about this Unity Tactical Atom slide system, right? So that's this thing, empty chamber, empty mag. I hope you can see it reasonably well. I've learned that this device that I'm recording with now gives me a nice good audio, but the video quality is sort of crap. So I'm going to upgrade that, but I think I've more or less converged on which microphone I like. So that's nice. But anyhow, so the frame is a standard Glock 17 frame. The garbage truck outside, the whole house is shaking. But anyhow, so it's a standard Glock 17 frame, and this is a 9mm Glock 17 replacement slide by a company called Unity Tactical. It's set here, don't know if you can see it. Unity Tactical is somewhere in Florida. They seem to a certain degree, to march to the beat of their own drum. I saw on the internet somewhere that's a pretty interesting system, and it's apparently hard to get. It's always out of stock. I went and they actually had 9mm slide. It was fairly expensive, so I went and bought it because I wanted to have a 9mm platform for testing optics. And what this does, it has these replaceable plates. That's what this Leupold Delta Point Pro is sitting on right now. And the way they work, let me see if you can easily see it. So, unlike Glock MOS, first as a general disclaimer, I live in California and I cannot buy a Glock MOS system handgun. I probably would have if I could, although there are certain things about how that system is done I don't like very much. But that would have been definitely a cheaper and simpler and more flexible way to go. But that's not easily available for me. So I could conceivably do it, but you have to jump through hoops. You have to do family chat. It's a mess. So when I did this, and it was fun building it. The barrel is natural Glock. The internal components are from glocktriggers.com. I've got the Haley skimmer trigger in this thing, so it's nice polished pieces and all that sort of stuff. I like it. It's a nice gun. So anyhow, the way Unity Tactical goes, so there are two fairly tall front sights that are a little closer together. The whole rear portion of the slide is allocated for mounting optics. And they've got this plate that has one screw on the side, but on top it is dovetailed into the slide. You cannot put it in from the top. You have to kind of take it in and slide it in from the side. And these dovetails really keep the plate in very securely. They have plates for a variety of different sights. So my original idea was that, well, I buy a couple of plates and I'm okay testing a few different sights. The plates are, I think, $50 each, which is, it's not cheap for such a small piece of metal, but it's fine. The stripped slide is about $500. So altogether, this thing is not cheap. Then I hit a few roadblocks because when I was originally trying to build this, I was testing a Doctor Sight 3, this little red dot sight from Doctor. The first plate I got said the Burris Fast Fire, 1 and 2, something like that, and Doctor Sight. They work, and I believed that, which is my fault, I suppose. So I ordered the plate, and in order to keep everything secure, which is I think admirable, they ship you their own screws that go onto the plate, and they're beefier than the screws that come with the Doctor Sight. I don't know if they're any different from Burris Fast Fire screws. And they're shaped differently, and they absolutely do not work with a freaking Doctor Sight. They will not hold it. The cap of the screw doesn't fit. I tried some aftermarket ones, etc. Basically, I managed to jerry-rig it enough to test the sight, but I wouldn't trust my life to that arrangement. So I got it out. I sent them an email. Oh, we didn't test it with that site. Okay. So my take on this, I like the workmanship. It's a nice system. It's reasonably easy to exchange plates and all that. But unless that specific site, not just the company, the model is listed on the Unity Tactical website, even if it is, I strongly recommend, if you're thinking about this system, to call them or email them and ask them, have you tested this with this specific site? And if the answer is no, I would be very leery of buying it because I didn't ask, and you know, it hasn't been terribly straightforward for me. Okay? Then, so they have plates for Delta Point Pro, which is this, that's the second plate. Dr. Optics / Burris Fastfire, which does not seem to work with Dr. Optics. Probably works with Fastfire, might work with the Vortex Venom or something like that. But I don't know. So had I not built it already and all that, I probably would have gone with a somewhat different path. But my basic problem was that I wanted a slide arrangement that would allow me to swap between different optics, and I could not get Glock MOS. If your intention is to set it up with one particular red dot site you like, they have plates for the 3G cons and RMRs and all that sort of stuff, and I'm sure those work well. Then this is a great system, it works well. If you are like me, changing stuff all the time, yeah, I think twice about it. Another interesting thing turned out, so I'm testing Delta Point Pro, which I like quite a bit. I'll talk about it in a moment, in the next video clip. Well, look at the height of the base of the sight and the height of the iron sights. This is all fine and dandy. I cannot use the iron sights. Part of it is the Delta Point's fault. But also on the Unity Tactical side, nowhere does it say, oh yeah, by the way, our backup iron sights were put in there, totally useless. If you use a Delta Point Pro with this same plate we sell you, right? If they, for example, made the plate just a little bit lower for the Delta Point Pro, it would have worked, right? But they didn't. Maybe for stiffness reasons, maybe something else. And the one last thing to keep in mind, so this plate is dovetailed in, and there is a screw on the side that holds it so it doesn't slide out. But in terms of vertical up and down alignment, it just held in by the dovetail, really. Seems to work well enough, but I would have been happy if they put in one more screw that just kind of secures it from the top or something like that. And with the thickness of the plate they have, I don't think they would have any issues with clearance. There's plenty of metal there to have a countersunk screw hole that allows you to do that. But anyhow, all of that is just my take on it. This Atom slide is always out of stock, so it's clearly popular, clearly works well. And since my situation is a little bit unique in terms of what I like and what I'm looking for, I probably should not complain, and I really don't complain that much. I like it, it works well. Next time I go to front sight, I'm probably going to take this, likely with a different sight. I just haven't decided which one. I'm testing my Miopta, and I don't have a plate for it either. Maybe I'll make one. But anyhow, so that's Unity Tactical Atom slide.